Everybody, and welcome to Unpacking Excellence, harnessing AI to craft your best lesson plans. I am Ashley Haynes, and today we are going to look through ways to use AI to take some of your time. As always, I have the required start off slide, but I always want to include a little bit more of my personality. I really like color. So, again, taking AI to take the load off in the pre learning stages. A little bit about me. My name is Ashley Haynes, and I go by Tall Techie on all of my social media. I am techie, but I'm also 6 feet tall. I have my master's in learning design technology, my bachelor's in elementary education with a concentration in visual and performing arts. I'm a mama to a third grader and a 1-year-old, and married to my college sweetheart. I'm a collector of all the ed tech badges. I always say if it's less than a safe schools, I'll try it. And I'm an ITF at Weddington Hills Elementary in Cabarrus County, where every day I serve 1,100 K-5 students and about 100 staff members. The purpose of this session is to explore AI-powered tools and resources for unpacking standards, student engagement, and differentiation to take back our time. My goal is for you to take back your time and to be able to use AI to help with the small stuff so you can do the big stuff. Warning, the presentation you are about to engage in contains resources that have and have not met the requirements for state data privacy agreements. While they are amazing resources, if you choose to use a non-state vetted resource with your students, please check with your district to make sure the resource adheres to your district policy regarding digital apps and platform approval, as well as privacy and student use guidelines. We do not endorse any specific tools, vendors, or platforms, and saying Ashley Haynes showed me this amazing resource on an NCBOLD video will not cover you in any legal proceedings. If you have any questions or concerns, please speak with your district's technology department. Now that we got that out of the way, why do we do what we do? Let's align it to our North Carolina digital learning standards. As an educator, you will be a learner, leader, citizen, collaborator, designer, facilitator, and analyst. As a leader, you will be an empowering leader and a connected learner. Let's talk about what are the parts of a lesson plan. So obviously, we're going to start with our standard, then we're going to start with a little bit of an engagement factor, then we're going to jump over to the content, then we'll do an assessment, and then we'll do any enrichment if possible. So when starting with unpacking the standards, here are 5 tools. Since this has been created, ChatGPT and Magic School have jumped on board, and you can now upload a PDF and talk to it. These AI programs allow you to upload a PDF, say, for instance, your NCDPI learning standards, and then ask it questions through prompting. You can ask things like break down these standards into 2 semesters, create a final project at the end of each semester that shows standard mastery, create student-friendly objectives for each standard. What are some lesson ideas that incorporate each standard and effectively integrate technology? Create choice boards involving multiple intelligences that show mastery of each standard. My first question when I decided to dive into this, using the new social studies standards for 6th grade. I asked it, create me a year-long map of standards broken up into 2 semesters and a final project that shows mastery learning for each semester. This is what it generated, and I saved it as my own note titled Year-Long Maps and Projects. From there, I asked it to generate student-friendly goals for each content strand because I know my teachers need their objectives on the boards for walkthroughs, and I always say, work smarter, not harder, so making sure that it applied to the content strand, not necessarily the specific lesson they were teaching. So this way, it could be up there for a little bit longer. I then asked it to give me lesson topics to teach each content strand. And finally, I asked it to create an engaging project for each standard that effectively integrated technology and showed mastery level. I've learned since then that you can ask it to create things with specific tools. So if your school has things like Finches or Ozobots or Dash and Dots, you can ask it to create activities using those specific types of technology. Moving along to the engagement piece as you teach your content. Adobe Express is awesome because it is a state-vetted resource, and it's basically like Canva but simplified. So your students can create book covers, characters, you name it, using the text to image. Magic School is awesome. It's your one-stop shop. If AI is overwhelming you, this is where I recommend you start. It was created by a former principal and teacher, and you don't really need to know how to prompt because it gives you a skeleton to start off with. EduAid is awesome because it does have a lot of different resources, just like Magic School. Two of my favorites are the prior knowledge and scaffolding and the engagement activities. Quizzes AI is also an awesome resource. It creates a Kahoot style quiz that you can give to your students. You can upload a YouTube video, PDF, you name it, and it'll create an engaging quiz. Another resource that is new to the AI world is CuraPod. It is freemium though, so you can use it for free, and then there is a paid version if you really love it. But it creates interactive presentations, so you can do polls and word clouds and different things during the presentation. And then School AI is awesome because they have what are called spaces, and then students can interact together within a space and kind of talk with AI. As far as differentiation goes, we have Magic School, Diffit, Brisk, and School AI. Magic School has a million tools and more. It is great because you can, it's got even more tools than what it started with. And it's added some ever since. Group work generators, behavior plan generators, real world connections, examples and non-examples, make it relevant, clear directions, AI resistant assignments, SAT building, restorative reflection, common misconceptions. It's got it all. Brisk is a wonderful one if you are trying to use Google Docs or you have Google Suite available to you. It's got an AI presentation maker, teacher resource maker, a PLC agenda, letters of recommendation, IP 504 template. So it just kind of depends on what you need. Diffit, this resource, if you are a teacher and you have to create subplans, this is your one-stop shop right here. You can put North Carolina history, 4th grade. I'm going to align it specifically to the history standard about how our state was formed by different religious, indigenous, and racial groups. And then it is not only going to create a passage for me, but I can then differentiate the level of the passage. So if I want all of my students reading about the same thing, it's going to create this passage for me. It's also going to show me the sources it used. So if it uses a source that my district does not approve of, I can take it out and have it regenerate. It's also going to give me a summary, vocabulary, short answer questions, open-ended prompts, all right there aligned to that passage. So if you need emergency subplans, this is where I would go. So as you can see, it's got the adaptive reading passage. It's got the key vocabulary words. It's just a magical thing. And it tells you what standard they're aligned to. Then you can click Get Student Activities. This is even more magic. It creates over 100 activities aligned to the passage that you just read. I'm going to open the vocabulary choice board, and you're going to see the image that was at the top of that paragraph. The really cool thing about these activities is they're also exportable in Google Slides, PowerPoint, and PDF. So they're just ready to go, however your students want to or need to access them. As far as School AI, it has a bunch of tools as well, just like Magic School and Brisk. But like I said, the cool part about this one is the spaces for your kids to talk to AI safely. So now I just want to give you that time to explore, use it. I can't wait to see what you do. If you create anything cool or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I gave you my email and I also gave you my social media handles. I hope to hear from you soon. I hope this makes your life a little bit easier this year as we dive into the school year.